there is a major red flag we need to start looking out for in relationship, and this is when someone does not have a sense of self or a strong self relationship, and they do therefore not have a circle, a healthy circle, and they don't have a purpose. Because in these three relationships, intrapersonal one and the two interpersonal relationships, one has the opportunity to learn how to love with 5 love languages, to learn skills for relationship. Without these three, without a sense of self, without a supportive, healthy circle, without purpose and connecting with others on our interconnectedness level, it is a challenge for someone to learn effective skills, to live in a relationship, to manage a relationship, and to be a healthy partner. There's a major red flag we need to teach people about when they are looking for relationships. It can be a relationship red flag on yourself or on the person you are talking to. And this red flag is whether this person has got a system of living, which means, are they able to live alone? Have they been content living alone? And I'm not saying that they shouldn't like a relationship or want a relationship, but are they content, or are they able to live alone without spiraling? Do they have a system where they can manage and regulate themselves? Do they have a system where they can get into their hobbies and interests and invest in themselves? Have they a system where they are self-supporting or self-reliant enough to make decisions in their best interests without relying on other people to make decisions for them or to make too many recommendations for them? Because recommendations are acceptable, but as long as you make the final decision. And do they have a circle around them? Do they have maybe family? Some people do not, but that's okay. Do they have friends or even associates? And do they have some people who they are in touch with, who they might do stuff with? Do they have a support group where they can go to if they are struggling or they need some support, or even just to spend time and enjoy life? And number 3, the third one, do they have a purpose? Do they help other people in some ways? Because we all get help from other people, and we need to have some sense of purpose to help other people in this life, because that can help us to not just focus on our own issues, but also to tune into the needs of the world. Why is this a red flag to not have these aspects of life? It's because when you meet someone who doesn't have a system of living, who does not have a sense of self-relationship, who does not have a circle, or who does not have a purpose, this person is going to probably drain the life force out of you, because they are going to be overly reliant on you to meet and fulfill their needs, because they don't have a sense of self or inner space to hold space for themselves or to be on their own. And this might be a person who's constantly looking for a relationship, someone who gets into one relationship from another, someone who cannot be on their own. They are either looking for people to sleep with, or they are looking for someone to be with at all times. They don't give themselves space to be on their own. And when they are in a relationship, it's probably a nightmare, because they are clingy. They just want their partner to be there for them at all times. We are not blaming these people, but we are also giving them the responsibility to take charge of their life, the responsibility to own their experience, because they are the feeler of their feelings and the thinker of their thoughts. And they are therefore required and called to stand in their self, in their sense of self, and to use their emotions and their thoughts to create decisions in their own life. Everyone has got agency, and they need to be tuning into that and to be utilizing their agency to create decisions in their own life, to make decisions in their own life. and also to choose people who are healthy for them as a circle, to find people to connect to, rather than stay stuck in my family is a nightmare. People that I come across are not good people. When I make friends, these people are not nice. They are needing to learn to relate with the world as it is. Because despite of there being all these kinds of people, there can be one or two people that they can relate to, even on an associate level. Someone who can they talk to, someone they know, you know what, if I say hello and hi to this person and I notice something about them, I can say congratulations. And this person also can say congratulations to me. They can be happy for me. And maybe when something happens, I can talk to this person and maybe they can talk to me, because it's also two-way. It's not about you only wanting other people to help you. You also need to help other people. If you want someone to help you, go and help them too. It's two-way traffic. So these are aspects of you that you are also need to assess in yourself. Do you have a system of living? Do you have a sense of, I can make decisions in my best interest? Not just decisions, because some people, again, they are avoidant, or they avoid people because they are scared. They fear being with people, around people, because they've been hurt in their childhood. So they are unable to relate with the world around them. So they avoid people. That's not, again, a safe sense of self. Yes, you are okay on your own, but it's out of fear. You need to assess yourself. Do you have these three elements? And also, the person you are looking for, do they have these three elements? Because if you don't, or they don't, the person who comes into a relationship with nothing of that sort is going to drain the life out of their partner by wanting their partner to be everything. And unfortunately, for one person, it's too much, because everyone needs a village. We all need all sorts of supports out there. And that support is not to be expected from a partner, from one person. That support needs to come from several sources. We are not saying you need to be looking for multiple relationships. We are saying tune in to the world around you, to the resources around you, and utilize them in a helpful and healthy way, so that you are not putting pressure on your relationship. And that's the same thing when you find it, when you're looking for a partner. Don't be a person who wants to be needed, or who is so desperate to be with a partner that you accept someone who doesn't have a sense of self, because they will destroy you. So this is the reason why we recommend you do inner work. You heal your inner child and connect with yourself, and have a strong self foundation. When you have a strong self foundation, you know what is healthy and what is not. And you recognize when people are coming to you out of lack, or they don't have anything. I'm talking about the lack, about not having anything, because they are empty. They want to come to you to be filled, and that is not healthy for an adult. You can come to a partner when you filled your own cup, or a partner can support you through a crisis. Sometimes, yes, we will go to a partner because we are empty. We can go to a partner, but that also comes with having to self-manage. Before we go to a partner, we have to tune into our own emotions and understand what we are feeling and why we are feeling empty in that moment, and what we can do to nurture our own inner child, because we have a responsibility towards our inner child before we go to someone else to ask for our needs to be met. Otherwise, if we go to someone else before we meet the needs of our inner child, we don't know what our inner child wants, and we can end up getting the wrong things from other people, or from the other person. This is why it is important to tune into emotions, to understand what we are feeling before we go to a partner, before we go to someone else, before we do anything with anyone else. We are needing to go into ourselves and feel how we feel, and decide, assess what is going on within us, and what need needs to be met, what unmet need needs to be met. for our inner child. And then we meet that need. And then we look for further support from our partner, from our circle, from our greater good. We are being the parent we needed when we are young, when we behave in this manner, when we do things like this. Otherwise, we need to be careful out there about this red flag. It sounds very simple and it's overlooked. People don't tend to talk about it. And some people are overly reliant on friends. Some people are overly reliant on saving other people. There has to be a balance. Because again, when you get into a relationship, you need those friends in that circle, but you also need to know that you are now in a relationship, so you have to balance out your availability. You have to balance out your support and your need for support. You have to include your partner in your purpose, in your system of living, if you decide that you want a relationship. Otherwise, again, one extreme will not serve.